So today I hit a pretty big milestone and goal of mine that I had been targeting for a whole year, and that's reaching $100,000 worth of profit in my TD Ameritrade account. And a majority of this was options trading, and it's pretty surreal to hit that milestone because just a little over 1.5 years ago, I didn't even know what an options was. And I think what makes this special for me is also because I don't really have any huge wins. It's not like I YOLO'd GME or any one stock in particular. I actually made over 600 trades this year, and there's been a lot of wins and a lot of losses. But I feel like I really did work to get this level of success. It's been a lot of trial and error. But for the most part, it's been very successful, and I've also been really lucky. First, I'll show you actually what my account says, and we can go through some of my trades. But then also, I just want to share some lessons, and this is to my past self, my future self, and hopefully anyone else that could get some value from my 1.5 year trading journey. So first, let's just go to my TD Ameritrade. I might have to blur some things out or maybe not, but here you can see my short-term net, and that's actually profit is just over 100,000. I made 216,000 and I actually lost 115,000. And you can see every single trade I made. But the thing I wanted to highlight was the main thing I traded was Tesla. So here we have all of the Tesla trades I made. And I'm not going to go into options trading right now, but the very short end of it is my primary strategy is selling options, not buying options. And the bet I make is that security will stay above a certain price. And as long as it stays above a certain price, usually I get paid. And Tesla is a company I've been very bullish on and I have a lot of conviction on. And luckily, it has performed very well. So that's partially why I've been able to do so well. But I would say a lot of the work has been going into understanding the company and building conviction on the company in a way that allows me to capitalize on my conviction. But here you can see just on Tesla, I made over 100 trades, just about 99 or 100. And in total, I made $30,000 off of just trading Tesla. And one really important thing to note, and I just want to be transparent, my account is not small. It is the amount I was trading with was for most of the year. I mean, it's fluctuated a lot this year, especially since my portfolio is so heavy in growth stocks, especially Tesla. So I had an account that was roughly about $400,000 for a majority of this year that I was trading with. So my return on my total account was about, as of right now, it's about 20 to 25%. At least that's the amount I'm trading with. That's not the whole value of my account. That's just how much I was trading with. You can see that there's some really great wins, like this $11,000 play here, but this was to cover up some really big losses too. Down 1,000, down 4,600, down 4,000. I have bigger ones, down $13,000 for this one. So it hasn't been an easy road, but yeah, let's go back and let's just go over some of the lessons I learned. And number one rule, and these lessons, what I like is whatever you learn in one thing, it's applicable to other things and just life in general. But the first rule is always to take profit, and that goes to, or that's related to the saying, like, appreciate what you've won in hand. What is that chicken analogy? Something about chicken, eggs in a basket. It's kind of late, but yes, always take profit. Don't be constantly thinking about what you could have had if you stayed in a position for longer. Be happy with any amount of profit you take, because most people that are in this trading game or even investing game, people lose money all the time. And especially in trading, most people are going to lose money. Only a tiny percentage of people are actually successful at trading, and that's not because there aren't strategies that work, but it's because we're people and we're greedy, and oftentimes we pull out very fast when we have profit, which is, it's counter to what I'm saying. I'm saying do that. You should take profit often and earlier sometimes than you think. But people will stay in positions until they're very, very deep in the red, and that's when they leave. But on the flip side, you should take profit, and you should also have a stop loss. Number two, and this is very, very important. So these are like technical type strategies, is you have to spread your risk. Do not go all in to a single stock. That's not how you are going to win. Imagine if you are a poker player and instead of, calculating how much you should bet on each hand, you just went in all in on every single hand. You are not going to be a very successful poker player. You need to see a lot of occurrences. Every individual thing should not be able to wipe you out, because if you have a superior strategy, then over a long enough time, you are going to win. You have to see a lot of hands. You can't just bet it all on one hand. You are going to lose. Even if you're the best player in the world, and you know the exact odds of a play, even if it's a 90% chance of winning and 10% chance of losing, you bet it all, you could lose everything, and that will just set you back so much. And you can see, again, based on in my trading account with over 600 occurrences or 600 trades, I was spreading that risk. I was trading every single day, basically. If you don't include weekends, I was averaging maybe 2 plays a day, and that's not something I recommend. It's just what I was doing this year. I had more free time. Number 3 is stick to your rules. I had a couple of rules that a lot of them I just borrowed from more successful traders than me. It was hard to stick to the rules because sometimes you have a feeling, or you see that you're in profit and you just want to make a little bit more. But if you find yourself breaking your rules all the time, then you should evaluate those rules. Are they really that good? And oftentimes when I broke my rules, it was to my detriment in the long term. It might feel good in the short term, but in the long term, a lot of this is just mathematics. You shouldn't let your emotions get so involved into it. So a lot of at least the good rules are based on some kind of statistics, and you shouldn't bet against that. So really stick to your rules, and in the long run, you'll be better off, because following your emotions is not the way to be a successful trader of any type. But number 4, if you break your rules, just forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. I don't know why I tripped up on that word. We're only human, and oftentimes I would break my rules and I would suffer. This happened a lot, especially when it came down to I would let a position ride too long without taking profit. And to be more specific, one of my rules in general and selling options was to take profit when I got to 50%. It was not to wait to get the whole pool. When it hit 50%, take it early. It's just good, sound strategy. Statistically, that's just a better strategy. But a lot of times I got greedy, and then the position would turn against me, and it would take weeks or sometimes even months for me to get the same amount of profit had I not just taken profit at 50% like my rule had initially stated. And also the rules applied for when to get out of positions as well. You want to stay in a position and you hope it gets better, but if that's not what your rule book says, hopefully you wrote that rule based on some kind of data. Follow your rules. But when you break them, just forgive yourself and move on. Don't dwell. And that applies to all things in life. You could have very, very big mess ups, but think about what you need to do better and then move on. Don't spend a single additional second beating yourself up. That energy is not helpful. It's literally a waste of time. So number 5, be grateful. These are all kind of tied together. So sometimes you're going to lose $13,000 like I showed you earlier, and it's going to feel very, very bad. You are going to be depressed. You're going to take some big, big losses. And I think it's easy to feel bad when you lose money, but I think it's actually quite difficult to feel good when you win money. It's such a fleeting feeling when you win. But I think gratefulness and thankfulness is actually a muscle you can practice. So even on the days that you're down, be grateful for the fact that you even have this opportunity to click a button and make some money, that you are in this century where every single individual has the power to do something, to either make money online or start their business in a way that people just 30, 40, 50 years ago, there was no chance. I think technology, with all of its negative influences and problems, it actually has been very positive. It does give a chance and levels the playing field. That's what the internet has done for the most part. And yeah, just be grateful for what you have, that you even have a computer that lets you watch this video. And I'm grateful that I have a computer that lets me make this video. And yeah, number 6, take profit. Just want to remind you guys again, take profit, and you should have a profit target, whether that's 30%, 40%, 50%, 100%, 200%. Have a take profit target, just like you have a stop loss. Number 7 is to look away, meaning do not stare at the charts all day. It's probably better for you to just stare at a blank wall instead of staring at the charts and the stock ticker all day. At a certain point, it's going to burn you out. It's not helpful. Limit yourself to 1, 2, at most 3 hours a day if you're trading. I know some types of traders will need more time, but it's just make a concerted effort to not do that, because it's just not sustainable. It's not good for your eyes, and you are going to start making bad decisions when you are just in the weeds all day. You're going to lose sight of the forest. Number 8 is hydrate, and this is tied to look away, but it's to keep physically healthy. It's a pretty intense thing to do, to analyze, to read, to study all these things all the time, especially because they're moving constantly. So it's very easy to forget to drink water. It's very easy to just not see the sun, not be in the sun all day. Take care of your body. You will be a better trader, investor, and a person. Your body, your mind, that's your tool in anything, in most things. So just take care of yourself. Number 9, we're back to like an actual specific tip, and that's don't over leverage. And this is also tied to keep your position sizes small, or spread that risk. So if any one position that you put yourself in affects your sleep, that is the best barometer of whether or not you put too much money into a play or not. You should be able to sleep with all the trades you put, because you know that if this trade turns against you, you will be fine. There should not be one trade that's going to make or break you and give you nightmares. So don't do that. Like, seriously, I've done it. Occasionally, I still might make that mistake. And even if I win, it's still not good, because at some point it's going to bite you in the butt. And if it's affecting your sleep, it's affecting your subsequent trading days. So yes, keep your position sizes small. I would say no more than 5% max for any position, ideally. Number 10, and this one's really important too, trade the market you're given, not the market you want. So I'll hear so many people saying sometimes, or they have the sense of entitlement that, oh, it should have been like this, or it should have been like that, or I can't believe this is so overbought, or this is so oversold, and I can't believe like this, or it's so not fair, this doesn't make any sense. You got to eliminate all of that from your mind. Thinking of all of these what if scenarios and like how the world is unfair or it doesn't make any sense, that is all white noise. You just need to stare at what exists in front of you, because every single piece of news that is out there that you have access to, it's oftentimes already all priced into the current stock or to the current price that it's at. So just look at what's in front of you and make your judgment based on that. It's a little hard to explain how to do this, but it's just a mindset thing. Don't think like the market is out to get you, or it should have been another way. Just stay in the present and analyze based on the facts in front of you and how the market is. And number 11 is nothing is sacred, meaning that all of these rules that I just wrote, I mean, some of them I think are really good, like make sure you hydrate and keep healthy and be grateful. But everything else, it should be on the chopping block. If there is an idea or a rule that doesn't serve you anymore, don't be too attached to it, and really, really question everything in your life. Not all the time, but every once in a while, your deepest fundamental beliefs about trading, it could be wrong, or maybe the world has changed and it's no longer applicable. So yeah, for example, actually maybe this is what I was saying. I think back 10, 20 years ago, there was a little bit more emphasis on fundamental analysis of a company, versus today, there is just, I mean, companies are very, very overvalued by that metric. There's so much hype. There's meme stocks, but you can trade them and you can make a lot of money on them, because that's what it is today. People trade on hype. And if you understand the hype, if you can follow trends, you can also make money. But 20 years ago, that's definitely not what you should do, because people weren't doing that. People were looking at fundamentals. They were looking at, oh, how much money they're actually making. That actually mattered. Versus today, we see a company like Rivian, worth $100 billion, having sold 58 cars. And nothing against Rivian. There's plenty of companies like that, but that's just the market we're in. So yes, trade that's what I was trying to say of trading the market you're given. But the last one, nothing is sacred. Be prepared to adjust. That's basically all I have. Hopefully that was helpful. And yeah, this video isn't to brag or show off. I worked really hard to get to this point. It's been a lot of hours. I'm just very grateful. Hopefully you can get something out of it. And next year is going to be a wild year, and I don't think the market is going to be like this forever. And when it changes, when I start losing money, which at some point I inevitably will have a bad week or a bad month or a bad year, I just want to make sure that I'm ready for it, that I stay sharp, and hopefully I keep learning. So thank you guys for watching me, sticking with me. I'm going to have more videos about investing, trading, and especially crypto. I've been super obsessed with crypto, and there's a lot of videos I want to make. I've just been very busy, but I will see you soon.